we've talked a little bit about this apocalyptic event, this inbreaking. So how do we prepare?
Well, we've touched on it already a little bit. I think what we do to prepare is we learn to give up on that stuff of the world. And that requires practice. Which again brings us back to the Lent, sacrificing things for Lent. But I don't think even that is really quite what we're looking for. What we're looking for is practicing, choosing loving of our community, loving our friends, but also loving the widow, the orphan, the stranger in our land, the outsider, the person who is not the person that we love, the Ethiopian eunuch. Mm-hmm. We practice loving those people so that we know this is what's worthwhile. This is where the worth is in this world. This is where the value is in our neighbor and in our God and not in our stuff.
But what if I practice loving people that are kind of icky?
Sounds like a good idea.
No, they're icky.
Define icky, I think, is the problem here.
Oh, I don't know. Like, okay, so imagine, so I'm just gonna, we were driving up from Denver, and we stopped at the big new rest stop just south of Cheyenne.
Yeah, the Buc-ee's?
No. The one that's in actual Wyoming, and they've got the dinosaur bones and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the rest stop.
So you stopped at the rest stop just outside of Cheyenne.
Yeah, and ran in to go to the bathroom. And on the way out, there was a guy there, and he was like stuck.
Yeah.
Transient.
Yeah.
Didn't have a ride, didn't have any place to go. There with his dog,
Yep.
And it's like, so this is a yucky person.
Yep.
In a sense that, boy, if I give him $1, he's gonna want 2.
Yeah.
And if I give him a ride, it might never go away.
Yeah.
And I have
responsibilities in this world.
I have to go tape.
The responsibilities of this world that I have to be more important than taking care of this neighbor.
Yes.
Ooh.
I missed that boat. But he did have a
so
job.
have I. Let's not pretend that I haven't either. Like, I'm
I'm
trying to present this as this is the obvious way to do it. But boy.
So when I worked with homeless people in the Haight-Ashbury,
Yeah.
a dog was a good thing to have because people would give money for a dog and not for a person.
Oh, yes. Over and over again.
And in my head, I'm like, it's because people are ucky, right?
People have expectations of you. Like you said, this guy, if you give him $1, he's going to want 2.
He's going to
The
want
dog
2.
just wants whatever.
If
The
I
dog
invite
has-
someone into my home because they don't have any, they may never go away. They could steal from me. They could eat my food. They might not bathe. They might not be bathing people. At least they might not bathe enough. I mean,
And they might be violent.
And they might be violent. Because
Right?
Just
this
because-
is why you don't pick up hitchhikers anymore, because we all watch the movies where the hitchhiker kills you, right?
yes, just because I am part of the new world doesn't mean other people are, right?
Okay.
And when they get up to me, then we can kumbaya together.
Sure.
But until then, I have a shotgun.
Yeah. That seems like the thing of the old world, though. So are you really that much in the new world to say, well, I've got the shotgun to deal with people in the old world?
Well, but it doesn't have buckshot in it.
It's full of salt, right?
There's no
It's just-
birdshot in there.
Yeah.
It's a birdshot. It will hurt. I'm working my way. I'm walking to Jerusalem.
Sure. Not there. Slouching to Jerusalem, but not quite there yet.
No, but yeah, okay. So I'm being a little facetious and
Sure.
I'm being funny, but there's a sort of sense it's really easy to be nice to my neighbors, and this is something that I know is absolutely 100% true here in Wheatland, right?
Yes.
If somebody has something that goes bad, the community rallies around them, and we will help them, right? We'll support them. We may snipe at each other in the comment section on Facebook,
Sure.
but we will support.
When houses burn down, people bring things to make sure
Houses
that
burn
they
down.
have.
When tragedy strikes, we're there.
Yes.
And
But
even,
that's for people who are already in the community. What about
Yes.
the transients who pass through the community and need our help?
and this is where my city ways come back, right?
Yeah.
Because I think the way I responded to that guy was a city way, because we've had homeless guys, mostly men, as far as I know, that sort of pass through here.
Yeah.
And I don't, my friends give them money, and I'm like, why did you give them money? And I know that's a terrible thing, right? And we have church foundations, and it's like, couple nights in a hotel turns into a week in a hotel. We don't have bottoms, and so this is the struggle between, this is that old world.
Oh yeah, nipping at your heels. Hey, don't forget me. I'm still important. Pay attention to me. And so what do we do about it? And my argument is not necessarily that we're ever going to be good at this, because we probably won't be. But the argument was we can practice this and try to do this so that when that apocalyptic moment comes, we're not surprised. We at least have some experience in taking care of not just our community, but the world community. Those people who are icky, as you say, right? We recognize them to still be our neighbors.
Mm-hmm. I'm looking at, I'm just going to look at Psalm.
Yeah.
Because I was glad when they said unto me, let us go to the house of the Lord. Our feet are standing within your gates, O Jerusalem, Jerusalem built as a city that is bound firmly together. The tribes go up, the tribes of the Lord. Anyway, so this idea that our feet are in Jerusalem, right? But this image that I have is, we're like one step in the gate,
yeah.
right?
We have not completed the race that is set before us, but we are at least trying to.
I'm not maybe far enough in for you to even completely close the door.
Yes.
Does this city make my butt look big? Right? Trying to close the door. But this idea, right? The thrones of judgment are set up. The thrones of the house of David. Pray for the peace. Anyway, so there's this sense where, this apocalypse is not an either or, right? And this is I think the other thing we get wrong about apocalypse, is not just that it's bad news, but that an apocalypse is either or, because we are in the middle of the apocalypse, and that is what the incarnation is. Jesus Christ, God becomes flesh in the person of Jesus Christ, in this baby.
The unveiling is ongoing.
Yes, and then the apocalypse is ongoing,
Yeah.
right? And then the death, ongoing, and then the resurrection. Christ has died, Christ is risen, Christ will come again. This is not three separate events. This is all part of one big story.
Yeah. And so the question is, where do we fit into that story? Because we are still part of that story. It might be, side character way in the back, but that's fine. You're still part of that story. How do you tell this story and live this story?
Right.
Where God says, okay, time to get rid of that old stuff, time to figure out the new stuff.
Yeah.
Good luck.
So this is that preparation is maybe a little bit each day, right? The turning aside. For Isaiah, preparation means learning peace.
Yeah.
Not being peaceful. Not my sword, poof, it's a plowshare, right? It's taking that sword, and there's that image of beating the sword into it, and there's heat, right?
Yeah.
And there's, right, so the beating, learning
peace, beating the swords,
walking
hammering
towards
those spears.
Yes.
Yeah.
Walking towards Jerusalem, right? In Paul, it's like living honorably, putting on Christ. It's not do this thing. It's, and I kind of feel like I don't know why it's like back to Buddhism again. Buddhism has this concept of eightfold path.
Yeah.
Right? That it's not like enlightenment. Most people think.
So see, remember, I'm Zen, so yes, it is. But
okay, whatever, you're wrong.
and when I say I'm Zen, I mean that's where my religious studies degree is in.
Yeah.
But so yes, it is to the Zen world. But yeah, there's this pathway that you're on, and you have to not just.
And the pathway is there's a sense in which it's a fake it till you make it.
Ooh. So even if you don't like icky people, you have to pretend you like icky people, so one day you will like icky people.
Yeah, because I think so. This is a distinction. I think, and maybe we can talk about this again someday. This is a distinction between Buddhism and Christianity, at least the way it's popularized.
Yeah. That
Christians, it's like belief, right? Actions follow belief, and for Buddhists, belief follow action, right? So that enlightenment at the end of the Eightfold Path. But I think that there's an element in which We can borrow from that idea and sort of thinking about what it means to live a life in Christ, what it means to be a disciple, right? Because that's what we're talking about when we say beating our swords into plowshares. We're doing this. Being a disciple is not like that.
It's not a once and done. It is a daily.
It is a daily,
every single
and sometimes
thing.
you mess up, which is why there's grace.
So who's going to come up with the way that Walking Dead comes up for you? Come up for me is going to be Terry Pratchett.
Okay.
And I'm not sure if you're at all familiar.
Yep.
Okay. There's at least one of them. I believe it is Carpe Jugulum. I'd have to look it up. Where they talk about it's not necessarily the firework that goes off. This is what you want to see. Everyone loves fireworks. They're beautiful. They're pretty. They're quick. What you need to be is a candle that gives its light day by day by day by day.
Yeah.
And yes, there's a destructive element in that, right? The candle burns and it goes away, same as the firework does. But a candle is useful and a firework is not.
So perhaps one little image then as we wrap up of the Advent wreath and the Advent candle.
Yes.
Right? And the Advent candle, right? We light the Advent candle and it burns, right? And it's the one light in the darkness. And then the second Sunday there's 2, and then there's 3, and then there's 4, and then there's Christmas Eve, which is that moment in which that one candle, if you do a candlelight service, and
Which we do.
we do as well, one candle becomes 2, becomes 4, becomes 8, and this is
A great cloud of witnesses.
a great cloud of witnesses, but the light shines in the darkness, and the darkness does not overcome it, and the light spreads. And so that's the image that we're having again of what incarnation means. It's not just a big nuclear flash. It's one candle after another, and maybe my candle goes out, but then I light it again, right? And that's the way an apocalypse happens. I'll say one Christian at a time.
Yeah. We're back into that, it's contagious.
Yes, hopefully.
And contagious in a good way.
Yes.
That to be a
hopefully.
light in the darkness is a thing that other people will see and go, I wish I was that way. And
wish
how
I
do
was
I
that
do that? The way is to become a disciple and to go and do it.
Yes. The way we bring about the new world is to live as though the new world is already here. And that is not easy.